Watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Please, guys, don't forget.
You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it!
Yes, good morning and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Of course, we play on Monday night against Leeds. So I thought, why not bring along the craziest Leeds fan I know for sure. It's James Toon. How you doing?
The most intelligent Leeds fan. Let me just correct you there. Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. How are you, man?
I'm all right, mate. Is it your debut on the Kop TV?
It is my debut on the Kop TV, yeah.
We love that, mate. We love it. We absolutely love it. But listen, before we get into this match preview with James Toon, of course, we have to remember the 97 that passed away during the Hillsborough disaster 34 years ago today. I mean, it seems so long ago now. We're still waiting for 100% justice. It's a very, very emotional day for Liverpool fans and everyone who is involved, and not just Liverpool fans, but football fans. No one should ever go to a football match and not come home. And I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it now. We're going to do a bigger tribute on the Saturday Football Show today on Diaz Sports. But yeah, listen, of course, it's only right that we pay our respects to those who fell on that day, and justice for the 97, as always. All right, James. Big trip up to Ellen Road on Monday night. It's an intimidating place to go to. It can be. Not for Crystal Palace last week. What did you make of that match?
Oh, don't even get me started on that, mate. I've been trying to get the Kleenex out, trying to wash that out of my brain. That was one of the most appalling things I've ever seen in my life. I mean, the way the team folded, that fifth goal, I'm watching people standing there. You've conceded a fifth goal against a relegation rival, and I've seen more movement in a goddamn still image. I'm telling you, there's guys there scratching their ass, just looking around like, what's going on here? Wake up, smell the coffee. You gotta die to win 3 points, as a wise man once said. And you're in a relegation battle. A very winnable game, a game there in the first 40 minutes that you should have been cleaning them out. Yeah, at home. And there's players there that look like they couldn't give a rat's ass if we get relegated, to be honest. And it's such a complete different set of emotions that I had midweek after beating Nottingham Forest. Everyone was on a high. Looked like we were going to be staying up. It looked like this wasn't just going to be my debut on the Kop TV, but that we were going to be here week in, week out, challenging for Europe. And I was looking like, well, flipping out, I might not be here for another 16 years. You know what I mean? So I
kind of know what you mean. Yeah. I mean, looking at the result, I definitely didn't expect that. By the way, before we really dive into this, make sure you're smashing that like button. Go and subscribe to James Toon if you haven't already. And of course, subscribe to the Kop TV if you haven't already.
Damn right.
But that game, it surprised me. I mean, Leeds at home, as I just mentioned, notoriously difficult place to go, fighting for relegation. Paint us a little picture about the season so far. What were your hopes and aims at the start of the season compared to now? Because obviously, you know, the manager had to go, Jesse Marsh. You've got Glacier in at the minute, who you know, has done some good things so far. But I'm guessing the aim and ambition now is stay in this league.
Oh, you're damn right. That's why you bring Javi Gracia in. You don't bring Javi Gracia in to play swashbuckling liquid football, do you? You bring him in to steady the ship and keep us in the league. And that's exactly what he's done. I mean, to be honest, it was absolute car crash football under Jesse Marsh at times. See more creativity in a blank page of A4 paper. The sideways football we were playing was at times laughable. It was such a stale affair compared to what we had under Bielsa. I actually thought with the signings we'd made, with the fact that Jesse Marsh maybe had more time to implement his style and what he'd done at Salzburg, I thought we were going to get 6th, 7th. That's where I said we were going to finish this season.
6th or 7th.
We made some good signings, man. Tyler Adams, Brendan Ronson, the American dream. You know, we had some serious quality coming into the ranks. You know, even in January, bringing in players like Rutter and Weston McKennie. We've spent some decent money this year. We've spent some decent Benjamin Franklin. Unfortunately, we've gone down like a lead balloon with that Benjamin Franklin. Javi Gracia's come in, different story, my man. Completely different story. Ironically, don't look as good at beating the big teams as we did under Jesse Marsh. I mean, you know all about that one, my son. Van Dijk, what was it? A couple of years he was unbeaten at Anfield until in the Premier League, at least.
He's only ever lost at Anfield to Leeds, ever.
Wow.
In 7 years.
Oh, mate, he's only lost in the hands of Somerville. Yeah, good times, mate. Cracking times. But yeah, no, we were actually the only games we actually performed in under Jesse Marsh, ironically enough, were you lot. It was Chelsea, it was Spurs, it was Arsenal. We didn't actually perform against any of the lower down teams. So at least he's changed that around, and I was actually really optimistic we were going to stay up, and I still am. You know, I think we'll get an easy 3 points on Monday. You know, not to get too ahead of ourselves here, but I still have confidence that we'll stay up. What about you, mate? You know, things at Liverpool. I mean, top 7 is really there for the taking for you. To be honest, top 4 still is outside chance. I mean, Spurs are basically doing. There. Yeah, I mean, Spurs are doing everything in their hands to give you an opportunity there. Do you think you guys can still sneak in there?
I don't think so. I think realistically, when you look at the table, the points tally that the Tottenhams, the Uniteds, the Newcastles have got are probably going to be a bit too much for Liverpool. In Jurgen Klopp's press conference yesterday, he said we've almost got nothing to lose going into this game, which I agree with. But at the same time, whilst it is still mathematically possible, you have to fight, you have to win every game. But you mentioned the Leeds win at Anfield. That was the first win at Anfield by an away team with fans in the stadium since 2017. So it was a long run that we went on, being unbeaten at home with fans in the stadium. Somerville scored that last-minute winner at the Anfield Road end. The Leeds fans were going wild. It ended 2-1, and it was a massive shock result. Is there any chance,
for some?
For some, right? Maybe not for you in your deluded predictions that you do, but is there any chance that could happen again on Monday night, considering Liverpool's form this season, considering the fact that, you know, we've lost a lot of games? I think it's actually the most games in all comps that we've lost under Klopp in a season since he's been here. So is there any chance that, you know, Leeds can turn that home form around and do Liverpool again and maybe get the double over Liverpool for the first time in I don't know how long?
Well, I think you know the answer to that one, and the answer is Rodrigo Moreno. You know, comes in 2 words. The answer is damn right. Can you give me a hell yeah for that one? Because if you saw what we did to you, if you saw the masterpiece that we laid out at Anfield, yeah, a lot more of a tough place to go. You know, you got your home crowd behind you, as you said, undefeated with fans in the league since 2017. Now you're coming to the house of the Dons, yeah, the real dogs, yeah. Elland Road, under the lights, late kickoff, 8 o'clock. It is ripe for the taking. You've had fans drinking booze from probably around 2 p.m., 3 p.m. You know how they do it in Yorkshire, probably drinking from around 12 a.m., you know, the night before. They're going mad over there. The atmosphere is rocking. The team are playing high pressing, swashbuckling football. When a side like Liverpool come to look, this is a massive game. This is the thing with Leeds, you know, people are a lot of, you know, there's a common misconception with a lot of people because we've been out of the league for so long. But Leeds, Liverpool, it doesn't just date back to this year or ever. This is dating back 40, 50 years. I mean, the reason, I mean, look, you've got 2 Londoners here, ironically, from the same neck of the woods, supporting Liverpool and Leeds. So, I mean, fans are probably having an absolute frenzy with this one. What are these goddamn bastards saying? But, you know, because when my dad moved here, the 2 best teams in the league, Leeds and Liverpool. And thankfully, he chose Leeds. So that's why I'm here backing my boys. But it is a massive game, especially for the fans. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely incredible. And I think it's going to be one of those end-to-end games where you're going to see a lot of action. I think you're going to see 2 teams really needing the win for morale, especially going into this last bit of the season. And I think you guys are gettable, man. I do think there are goals to get at your side. I really do. And especially with Rodrigo coming back, I think the team are going to need to bounce back.
Obviously, the cousin of Thiago Alcantara. They were very close together growing up and through the ranks at Valencia and other teams.
Valencia.
And they will play against each other on Monday night, because speaking of Thiago coming back, we've also got another man coming back for the first time in 6 months. Luchito Luis Diaz, la estrella de fútbol.
The second best Colombian in the Premier League.
After Sinistera, you're going to say?
Sinistra, yeah.
Sinistra. Yeah, they just fly out of your mouth, all these little one-liners. But talk to me about what you can expect to see or what you can maybe be fearful of when it comes to Liverpool. It should be near or thereabouts a full-strength team finally for once this season. I'm talking Alisson. This is my lineup prediction, by the way. Trent. I'm assuming it will be Konate and Van Dijk, even though Klopp did say in his press conference yesterday that Alisson and Konate had a little bit of an injury after the last game. They haven't trained for the last 2 days, but they still will be there with Robertson at the back. In the midfield, it will be Thiago. It will be Henderson. I do think it will be Fabinho. There is a chance that maybe Elliott comes in to maybe play his first game at Ellen Road since that horrific leg break he had a couple years ago, which was absolutely horrible to see. And he came back so quickly. I think he was only out for 2.5 months with that one. But up front, this is where it gets interesting, my friend, because we have got to choose from Diaz, Gakpo, Nunez, Firmino, Salah, Jota. There are 6 big boys there. And of course, we've missed Diaz so much. So who in that team are you a little bit wary of there, James?
Well, the first name that comes to mind is Cody Gakpo. And the reason for that is I mean, not even footballing ability aside. It's just, it would be typical Leeds, wouldn't it? We were after him the entirety of the summer. And because we were literally £1 million away. Finally, they wait so long. They pull the trigger on the deadline day. He's coming over to Leeds. All of a sudden, Louis van Gaal is like, hey, none of that, my son. Swipes him away last second, stops him from coming. The storyline of him coming and putting the final name in the coffin is there. But if you're talking about 2 names of people I think actually could seriously cause us a threat, you named them actually right at the beginning, Konate and Van Dijk. And the reason for that is because we are leakier than your taps when it comes to defending set pieces. Absolutely horrific, man. And Konate, was he 6'5", 6'6"?
They're both,
Van Dijk similar?
They're both 6'4", I'd say.
6'4", 6'5", exactly. And the amount of gaps we leave in there, more gaps than a waffle in our
broken dartboard, yeah.
Mate, and I mean, you packed us in with a couple of set pieces before. I remember when you gave us that 6-0 hiding. I think Van Dijk might have even got himself on the score sheet that day as well.
I think he got 2 that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was at that game, 6-0, yeah.
You see what I mean? So, and once our defense starts conceding, as you saw against Palace, we can't stop ourselves from conceding. And the reason for that is we don't even have Vobra back there anymore. So we got Cock and Strike, and they look about as cool. They look like 2 people that can't even speak the same language at times over there, you know?
So you're actually going for the centre-backs to maybe hurt you on set pieces. That's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Or Gakpo, or Mohamed Salah. Or Mohamed Salah. Salah, I mean, I watched Salah tear me a new one. I went to that first game we played you with fans back when you beat us 3-0. And I was literally sat next to him. And I love Firpo more than anyone. But I watched him just tear him limb for limb. Him and Trent down that right-hand side was, I mean, it was horrific to watch. When they get going, Trent, man, so underrated, Trent Alexander. I know he has his defensive deficiencies, and people are saying, I mean, I was speaking to Daps the other day saying, he needs to completely move into a midfield position. Yeah. What do you make of that with Trent?
It's interesting because now we're seeing these inverted fullbacks that Pep has kind of birthed. Klopp said that it was interesting to see Trent kind of play for some moments in the Arsenal game in that position in terms of being a little bit more forward, a bit more inverted. Listen, Steven Gerrard, when he managed Trent at the age of 18, said in his autobiography, he didn't mention any players apart from a very exciting young central midfielder that's coming through, and that name was Trent Alexander-Arnold. So he is literally an out-and-out central midfielder, almost not from birth, but he was, a captaining central midfielder all throughout the age groups at Liverpool, and then gets that chance when Nathaniel Klein got injured in 2016, and then has held down the place ever since. If you're asking me, can he play in central midfield? Of course he can. There's no doubt about that. But I think until we get another right back that can really
is he good enough to stay at right back for you in the coming years?
Well, he's won every trophy there is to win in football as a right back for Liverpool Football Club. So there's your answer. Is he good enough? Of course he is. right?
No, I know. It's
know-
just does his offensive qualities outdo his defensive deficiencies? I think they do, and I think defensively he's not even quite as bad as people think at times as well. But
No, I don't either. But listen, there is space to improve at right back. I mean, Calvin Ramsey, who we brought in, I was a big fan of his. A lot was made about his time at, I think it was Aberdeen. We get him at a young age for a good price.
You nipped him off our hands. Actually, we were trying to get him all summer, and well, the good thing he did because he hasn't really.
Well, no, he's been injured, bro. And the times that I have seen him play for us, which is maybe a game or two, he's been really impressive, impressive, and he's obviously got very good qualities. But again, how can you make Trent sweat a little bit, and how can you put pressure on him at right back and boost up his game when there's no one actually competing for that position with him? And
it's pretty cold in Liverpool as well, so
yeah, and I do think that is a big thing to say. But again, next season, could we see him in midfield? Could we buy a new right back? I do think so. There are people in the chat here saying he isn't good enough to be a fullback. Get a new one. Big up to Boo Ryder. Smash that like, people, as we know.
Smash it.
And he did win these trophies because of a very functioning midfield who covered for him, which we don't have anymore. No
Genie Wijnaldum, big miss, man.
Massively. Genie and Hendo together would cover that right-hand side when he got forward perfectly, and it worked. It was a very... People would say when we won the league, he's not that good, he's just playing in a system. He clearly is that good, and the system was very good as well. But now, what we're seeing, maybe a few years after we've won the league, the legs maybe aren't there. And again, we 100% need some kind of competition for him there.
But what did you make of that? Did you say Thiago's coming back this game? Is he?
Thiago will be back 100%.
So would you put him in a game like this, or would you keep Jones and Henderson in there?
No, not Jones for me. I mean, he barely starts for Liverpool. I'm not too sure what the future holds for him at Liverpool. But Thiago starts. He had a great impact when he came on against Arsenal. Kind of set the tempo. The only thing with him is can we rely on him when we're being pressed and counter-attack? Can he get back in time? So there's a lot of options that Liverpool can choose from. But going back to Leeds, a couple of stats here I just wanted to reel off for you. Patrick Bamford has now scored his 50th goal in the competition for Leeds in their 5-1 loss. He's actually the first player to hit that figure for the club since Ross McCormack in 2014. He's also looking to score in consecutive Premier League appearances for the first time since May 2021. I mean, we're actually winless in our last 5 games in all competitions, right? Never before have we gone 6 without a win under Klopp. Last doing so in September 2015 with Brendan Rodgers. Is this a good time for you to play Liverpool? Bearing in mind, though, that Leeds have shipped 10 goals in the last 3 Premier League games, more than any team so far this month. The Whites have kept just 5 clean sheets in 35 games. But the stats are not great for both teams. But is this a good time to play Liverpool, in your opinion?
It's a horrific time to be playing Liverpool. You're coming off an impressive result against Arsenal, an impressive performance, and we're coming off a 5-1 hiding at the hands of Crystal Palace, and not just a 5-1 hiding, an embarrassing 5-1 hiding, and the way that we crumbled in conceding 3 goals within 10 minutes. If you switch off for 10 minutes against a side like Liverpool with Gakpo, with Salah, with Nunes, well, then I'm afraid, well, maybe not Nunes, because, I mean, that guy's one of the most profligate guys I've ever seen. But, with Diego Jota maybe on the pitch, then, you're in for some serious trouble. So, yeah, it's an absolute horrific time. And what was that? Did you say you haven't gone winless in 6 under Jurgen Klopp?
So it's about time that we put that right on Monday night.
Well, it's about time. Yeah, it's about time you do make it winless in 6 games. I agree. So it's about time that we do hopefully get the win. But those things scare me, man. Whenever I hear those stats starting to pile up, it does scare me. And it's really not a good time confidence-wise going up against Liverpool. Because, again, we're being dragged back in it. That relegation battle is scary, man. There is nothing like it. There's nothing like being sucked into it. Every single week, the nerves, everything. You feel like you've got a little bit of confidence, relaxation with one win, then one defeat like that, and we're straight sucked back into it. 2 points off the drop now. 2 points off. Southampton aren't even far away. Leicester still only 4 points behind us. If we don't beat you guys tomorrow, we could feasibly go back into the relegation zone. and it's
It is
just
super tight down there. Let's get into a few comments, right? Big up to Jungle is Massive, Justice for 97 and User 69 as well. Yo AGT, welcome, James Toon, mate. We have to beat Leeds. Longest I've seen Liverpool gone without a win. We need those 3 points. Saying Laugh Entertainment, big up to you. Temi Dio, Liverpool seriously need to get all 3 points. Yes, Champions League football is too much to dream of right now. However, we still need to be in a European competition next season, please. Big up to you. I'll take Adams if you get relegated, saying Mixed Mitchell, a good player. Saw a lot of him at the World Cup.
I'd take Margot Robbie on a date. It's never going to happen at the end of the day.
Right.
Never going to happen.
You never know. Don't rule it out, mate. I hope we turn over Leeds. Would be a good boost for the late run. Ted Lasso FC. I hope we beat Leeds because I can't stand this James, saying Paul Roberts.
You're not the only one, mate. My parents are thinking the same thing. It's unfortunate they also support Leeds.
About James is he can take a piss out of himself, and he's a good lad though. He's a very good lad. He comes from a good family. I know the family. I'm friends with his sister. I went to school with his sister, so that's why he's on the channel. He's a good mate. All right.
Yeah,
we can get top 6 at best now. I think Liverpool will finish in the top 4. Very optimistic. Jack Brown here saying that Liverpool can still do it. It's crazy. It's Leeds messed up Anfield record for Van Dijk. Respectfully, yeah, we did mess that up, unfortunately.
Well, we messed it up.
Games. Even so, it's still highly unlikely to get top 4. It's a constant reminder about away form this season. It's totally unacceptable. That is the big question mark for Liverpool this season, James. It's going away. Can we show the same home form as we do away? And it's been a resounding no this season, to be honest with you. It really has been. That's
going to continue to be so, I'm afraid, because there's no place like Ellen Road, my man. It's not the place you want to be coming.
Javi Gracia and Alex drink Estrella together.
Sí, senor.
With him, for sure. We have very much missed Diaz. Big up to this Bournemouth fan channel. You have to do us a favour on Monday, guys. Don't think Leeds are that impressive. We collapsed earlier in the season.
Oh, you didn't collapse earlier in the season. You got absolutely cleaned out, my son. You got a couple of fluky goals. Thought you were chilling 3-1 in Manila in the Villa. Unfortunately, you forgot where you were. What was it? 5th of November to remember. Sinisostra. No, not even Sinisostra. It was Sourceville. And it was Nanto linking up to put the final nail in the coffin. Beautiful game. And it actually came right after we beat you guys at Anfield. It was 4 days after that. So it was the only time this season that we've actually got back-to-back wins. And I thought we were going to do them again against Palace. But, we've got some winnable games coming off after this. So hopefully this can be the start of our 2-game winning spell.
Us too. As Amin says, big up AGT, my favourite Liverpool fan channel from a diehard Red Devil. Wow, that is some praise there. Thank you very much, my friend. Gomez should be the new right back. I'm not too sure about that. Sloppy bollocks. Great name. Great name. Fantastic name, that is. AGT, are you going to be at the Forest game? I think I should be. I'm definitely at the Tottenham game at Anfield, but I might be working for the Forest game down here. But I'll let you know.
He's everywhere, this guy.
Sorry?
London, Liverpool. He's jetting up and down all day. That's why the Kop TV is functioning as it is, man. He's up and down every week. You got to put some respect on the name. All right?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. No, I do put the miles in. I can't lie. I'm up and down all the time.
More miles than a battered up Vauxhall Corsa.
Yeah, pretty much, mate. It's not just one player. It takes all to work together or nothing at all. Saying Tim, big up Mixed Mitchell. Targo will play for sure. Vassem Bat says Luis Diaz is a shining light with every touch. He's quite a sight from Colombia to Liverpool's team. Luis Diaz, oh what a flair! He'll take the ball and run like air. Is that a song?
I believe it. I think it is with the commas in there.
Yeah. I rate it. Very.
Not sure about running like air, but the rest of it, yeah.
It needs some work, but it's a good start. Trent is awesome going forward, as we know. That's what I saw in the Arsenal game. Get a fullback and let Trent play on the right side of midfield. It's a no-brainer. Says Albert as well. I think we should bench everyone except Lucho. Not too sure if that's possible. You need 11 players on the pitch, mate. Now, this James guy is all right. He winds people up the wrong way on DR Sports, and I'm here for that.
Hey, cheers, man. And I'm here for your hair. That is some beautiful, luscious locks right there, mate. I'm trying to get mine out like that.
We should smoke Leeds. We are performing well. I mean, we did perform well for 45 minutes against Arsenal, but since that 7-0 against United, and since the 2-0 against Wolves, we haven't been at our best, obviously. Let's have a look. No Europe for me, please, says Josiah. I know a few of Leeds players. I know Leeds have got a few American players. They need to keep playing for PL experience. What happens to the best players if you do go down, though, James? And what happens to Leeds? I mean,
what do you think happens?
It's 20 years since you were away from the Premier League. You've come back in. First season, I think, finished 11th or something like that. Good.
Finished actually ninth. We finished actually 2 points off Europe. 2 points off Europe, and Arsenal snuck in above us.
I'm not saying I want this to happen, but because you are so far down in the table, what does happen to Leeds is Tyler Adams, the Weston McKennies, the AA Ron Sons, the Sinisorstras.
Well, I don't think Aronson's one we have to worry about. I mean, McKennie doesn't sign because he's on loan. He only signs if we stay up and he plays 10 games. Adams, he probably couldn't give a monkeys whether we stay or not, so he's gone. Sinistera's gone. Nanto's gone. Rodrigo's gone. Half that squad is wiped out. That's what happens if we go down. Unfortunately, half of them leave. And then you're left with probably a lot of the championship players we had before. Maybe we'll be able to keep hold of a couple of young ones. And that is why we cannot afford to go down. Furthermore, we probably won't have any owners because our owner wants to go and buy Inter Milan now for 1 billion in the summer. The 49ers are going to take over us. They've made it pretty adamant that they only take over Leeds if we stay in the Premier League, because otherwise Leeds goes from a club valued at about 400 million to a club valued at about 100 to 150 million. They probably don't buy us. And then we're stuck in limbo with no sporting director, no owner that we can have, probably going into financial debt again, and all our players leaving. And trying to recoup as much money as we can for them, which again, when you get relegated, is a cut fee. You don't even, these players have release clauses, so you sell an 80 million pound player for about 20 million pounds. So yeah, if we go down, it's scary times. So
no, it sounds it, mate. It does sound scary times indeed for Leeds if they do go down. So that's why they, again, as much as we need to win this game on Monday, so do Leeds. If I'm honest, to stay up in this division, keep that money flowing. Because then again, if you do stay up, you build again next season and you go again.
If we stay up, we are having a title charge next season. Make no two ways about it. If we stay up, no. Well, how can we stay up and have a title charge in the championship? We will be up there competing. You think what Newcastle did is impressive? You wait and see what we're gonna do next year if we stay up. I'm telling you, man. We'll get Areola in. Oh, mate, different gravy, mate. Different gravy.
To a man like Steph Curry, Jamaica in the building. All the way from. I'm actually going to Jamaica in the end of June, start of July. Really looking forward to that. Let's have a look at Daz. Big up to Daz TV. He says, I fear for Leeds this season, especially after last week's performance and result, but not too confident of us winning. You are right. We are very busy, so this is the best time to do a match preview. And to anyone complaining about why we're doing a match preview now, right? It's because Ashu 26, because we're busy people, and also I like to give my audience the absolute maximum time to enjoy a match preview before the game. I like to give you guys at least 48 hours, if that's all right, mate.
To let it marinate, let it marinate in your system. You know what I mean,
bro? So come on, mate. We're very busy people here. Liverpool going to slaughter Leeds, says MK831. Leeds are always fun to watch. I don't want them to go down. Seeing them since Viduka, says Junkyard Neurons. Big up to you. You'll have to link me in Jamaica. Yeah, shout me, Steph. Big up. No matter what we need to do, no matter what we need to beat Leeds this season to finish the season as high as possible. And I hope Leeds stay up. You guys need to stay up. Right, before we leave, James, give me a score prediction. Tell me what's going to happen in this game. Give me the James Toon version and then give me the actual version of what's actually going to happen after, if you want.
Well, I'll skip out whatever that loaded question of the James Toon version is, and I will just tell you what is going to happen because I see these things. I see visions. You know, I was actually sleeping earlier. You know, as you'd predict, and or predict these things. You call me Mystic Mac McGregor, and I was walking down. The hair was blowing through my. The hair was blowing through my hair. The wind was blowing through my hair. It was blowing in my face, and I looked to the sky, and all of a sudden, I see these images. They strike into my system. They inject into the very blood beneath my veins, and they send these images coursing through my body. And I see Sinistera banging it in. I see Rodrigo Rabonoing it into the back of the net. I see Tiki Taka swashbuckling football, and I see us crucifying the early doors because what we did against Palace, the first 20 minutes or so, we created about 5-6 clear-cut chances. Just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. However, against Liverpool, those players need a serious wake-up call. I think we're going to come at you like an absolute house on fire. I think that first 20 minutes is going to be some of the most entertaining end-to-end football you've ever seen. You're going to be coming at us. Okay. We're going to be going at you. And I think the holes are going to be there to be exposed. I think we're going to take you out early. We're going to sit back. Then we're going to sit back, play our counter-attacking style. You're going to start coming trying to throw some combinations, but you're a little bit hesitant to. So you're going to be doing the Anthony Joshua, just throwing the 1-2s down the pipe, throwing the 1-2s down the pipe. As you get close, bang, we slip it, bang, counter attack, finish you off 3-4-0. I think it's going to be 4-0 Leeds. That's what I think. 4-0 Leeds. I don't know why you look so shocked, mate. I don't know why you look so shocked. I think Forest didn't Forest give you a similar.
No, it's 1-0. So hang on, that's the James Toon version. Now give me what you actually think about.
No, that's what I actually think. I think we'll beat you 4-0.
But didn't you say this the other week about
United?
Well, 5-0, I think.
What? Against who?
Against United, and you lost fairly heavily in that one.
No, we didn't. We lost we drew 2-2 against Man United, and we lost 2-0 in the return fixture. But Sinistera missed. Somerville. I keep getting confused. Somerville missed about 3 sitters. We should have been about 3-4-0 up that game. So yeah, we could have easily beaten them 3-4-0. Chelsea, I said 3-0. What happened? We went and beat them 3-0.
But listen, then you wake up, bro, to something there. Lol James, did you do this speech before the Arsenal game 4-1 later?
No.
Thanks, James.
I said we'd lose. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We're going to the Ellen Road, not the new camp in Barca's prime, says
it might as well be. It might as well be because it's a lot more of a formidable place.
We'll win 7-0 like the other United. This guy is clearly on some serious drugs, AGT.
Good night's sleep.
4-0. Keep dreaming, mate. We could genuinely lose, but it's about time we started winning games. And I'm going for a convincing 3-1 win to Liverpool.
And what are you going for? That's the question, mate. You know, you're sitting on the fence over there.
3-1 as well.
3-1.
So there's a big 7-goal difference in our predictions here, which I didn't not expect. I knew you'd say something like that.
I mean, technically, we both said 4 goals, so, you know, it's actually a 0-goal difference.
Leeds getting smoked, 1-0, 2-1 to Liverpool. I think we don't perform. It's just typical of our season. You're never alone. Boys are walking home alone after Leeds slap you up, saying just the jai. Big up to you. 3-1 to Liverpool. Nunez, Diaz, and Salah goals, saying Sarang. I just can't trust our away form, says Andy S, which I would have to agree with as well. It'll be interesting, this one. We're going to be in Jurgen's watching this. We'll be doing the live match day vlog, which you can see. And listen, hopefully Liverpool turn the away form around and come out of this one with all 3 points to give us the best chance of finishing as high up the table as we possibly can. Right, Luis Diaz will be 100% available, and it will feel like a new signing to us. Let's get the ball out to him and get into these. Is this tie in disguise? Saying captain now. Relax. It's just going to be Monday, so save y'all from pain until then. 2-1. I'm going for an entertaining 2-2. Rosie 2-1. 4-0 Liverpool. I'm tired of being humble. Let's get into these. Josiah putting his nuts on the table here.
Yeah.
Diaz is the biggest positive for this game. Guys, funny, says 4-0. Bro, I admire your dedication, but we're going to cook you 4-1 to Liverpool.
Mate, you couldn't cook a medium rare steak, my man, let alone cook a side like Leeds United. Get the hell out of here. I'm seeing 4-1s. I'm seeing 4-0s. You think you're coming to the house of the Dons where the real big boys play? Ellen Road, this ain't no amateur Mickey Mouse Stadium. All right, this ain't no Craven Cottage. This ain't no Anfield. This ain't no Old Trashford. This is Elland Road. All right, get it straight.
We did win them 3-0 last year, you know.
I'd say I went to the 3-0 game. All right, you know what? Sometimes flukes can happen.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, like I said, everyone has their lucky days. Sometimes everything goes wrong. Got a couple of wins over us last season. Congratulations, mate. Living in the past. Let's talk about this season. Let's talk about the real dogs.
We beat you and Man United 9-0 in aggregate both last season. I'll take that.
Wow.
Leeds are getting relegated. Sorry, bro. Diaz is back. Thank God. James, come on, says Rosie. Leeds are going to try and take Diaz out.
We don't need to when we've literally got a better Colombian on our team, Sinistera. So
be interesting to see if Luis Diaz could have the same work rate that he had before the injury. 5-0. Chill.
Does he start for you?
Well, yeah, he will when he's back and fit.
No, would you start him in this game?
No, I would bring him on just after half time, maybe 55 minutes, I'd say. Chill Leeds Dons, my arse, you got whooped by Palace, mate. Big up. Leeds got battered against Palace. Didn't Palace batter you 5-1 last week? 5-0, saying Chris. Leeds going down, mate. Liverpool going to slaughter Leeds. I will slide in your channel and roast and cook you after the game, says Vasim.
Hey, mate, my skin is unburnable. Please try, you know. Put me on that cooker. Get Gordon Ramsay round if you want.
Nah, James is funny for real. No hate, but LFC is probably winning. And we'll leave it there.
Oh, UFC is,
nice place to round it off. Again, massive shout out to James Toon. If you just want to let us know where we can find you, what other sports you cover, what channels you're on.
You can find me probably in the link in the description at JT Live. If you want to see some South Stand signings, some South Stand stories, you know, we're talking Leeds United, we're talking football. And of course, we are sprinkling in a little bit of the combat sports in there. So if you like your MMA, if you like your boxing, if you like your football, then come to the home of the Forward Thinking Pioneers. But if you like your Liverpool and you want to stay up to date with every single game, home and away, then this is the place to do it, Kop TV. So first of all, if you are here and you haven't subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Smash that subscribe button, tickle the like button, and let me know down in the comment section down below what you thought of this preview.
Do you know what? It's absolute comedy, entertainment gold when this guy comes on any stream. You gotta love him. Leeds are falling apart again, dirty Leeds, and I want what he is having. We'll wrap it up there. As he said, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button if you have not already. Don't tickle it, smash it. Shout out to you, James. Massive respect for coming on the channel.
Thanks for having me, man.
I guess I'll be speaking to you Monday night, my friend.
Yeah, we will. We will indeed.
Listen, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you Monday night for the big one. All the best.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice